Okay, this is show number 79 of the Kojima Productions Report with your host Ryan Payton, and
I'm back. Mark MacDonald here at your service.
Assassin.
That's right, in his house.
In his house, straight from, well, not directly straight from, but yesterday you came in from Osaka.
That's right.
Deep down south.
Mm-hmm.
You spent some time down there. How was it?
It was great. It was awesome. I really enjoyed Osaka. Listening to the cab drivers speak in their different accent. Well, how come you never bust out the Osaka...
The Osaka band?
Yeah, the Osaka accent
I'm losing
anymore.
I'm losing it.
It got you your break, man. You should...
Well, some people say they can still kind of hear it. It's still...
Really?
They can still hear it from time to time.
Right.
And I don't even know what they're referring to. So, this is kind of naturally... In my Japanese,
it's just so ingrained.
Yes.
You can even recognize it yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were down there... doing some stuff for ourselves for 8-4. I was with John Riccardi, who's been on this show a bunch of times. But we also, while we were down there, got to visit with Capcom.
Right.
And we did the Top Secret podcast, which you also did.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you did really well
thank you.
it.
It was a good time.
Yeah. And then you actually recorded one with them, too, right, while you were down there?
We did that. We kind of split it up into two different shows. The first show... to be honest, I was a little worried about how it was going to turn out because it was like 2 hours of just banter and...
Oh, ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was really worried how they're going to cut it together and see how Gerard could do it.
I can say probably that the studio session of ours, the recording session, is probably one of the better ones that they've had, at least that I've listened to. One of the most entertaining. But the final product, I'm kind of afraid that the final product is going to be one of the most boring or random ones because, we brought a bottle of scotch as like a tradition, that we do on One Up Yours. We don't do that here on the Productions Report, unfortunately, yet anyway.
Right.
But... we brought that bottle of scotch, which was like the X factor, which I think took, already a slightly chaotic situation and just like blew it away. And so most of the entertaining and funniest bits, and there were hilarious, just like minutes of solid laughter bits, are the kind of thing that could never go out over the air, unfortunately.
It is unfortunate. I want a director's cut version of that.
You should, yeah. Maybe with the special edition Bionic Commando, if there is one, that could be a hidden extra.
They should totally sneak that in there.
Yeah.
Like, day after release, they all lose their jobs. I mean, that's basically the kind of caliber of stuff that you guys are talking about. I'm sure if it was like our session,
right? Yeah. I'm sure
it was a lot of fun. Like people just talking about all this random stuff, and a lot of it, had to be cut, but it cut together really well.
Those guys, though, I was surprised. I listened to the podcast and the Top Secret, including yours, leading up to our visit to sort of prep for it, and it's really good. It's a lot of fun, and they're pretty honest. Shockingly honest at times.
Shockingly honest.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but we got to play Rearmed, which you played as well, right?
Yes.
Bionic Commando
Yes.
Rearmed.
I really, really enjoyed it. It was awesome.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. I loved it. Like, me and John were playing it co-op, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm actually writing it up for One Up. But, suffice to say, I want more of this kind of stuff for downloadable games. I mean, these guys are doing it right, and it's awesome to see people that know a game so well and obviously care and love about it so much really doing right by it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think a lot of times the XBLA or PSN or Virtual Console, obviously, versions of games are just like, shit out by people who can just get them working or emulated.
Right.
And sometimes there's even weird little things.
It's usually, a lot of times it's not even a perfect emulation, which is sad.
What the hell? Even Link to the Past.
I never played it.
I
was Virtual Console.
Just played through the first castle, and it's got like a couple little weird things with the column, just real super minor graphical things, but anyway,
stuff sticks out. It's not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool. And if somebody has the time and the patience and the love and some of the money to do it, I mean, I just want to see that's what they're doing with Rearmed, and that's what I want to see more of with the classic games. You know, it's like they're saying, like 2D gaming is not necessarily dead.
Oh no,
it can be done and brought up to modern standards. You know, they're not slavishly going by what the game used to be, and they're not trying to completely throw everything away and start over. So anyway,
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a new Super Mario Brothers take on it,
right?
With more as a remake, not as much as new content as New Super Mario Brothers has.
Right.
But yeah, it's still very encouraging, and I wish them a lot of success when it comes out this spring. It's coming out sooner than I was expecting.
I know, yeah, just in the next couple months. And what I was saying to them and what I was saying to you also is like, I hope this thing is successful because I want to see more of it. And I mean, one of the first games that I thought of course, when I thought of it, Metal Gear.
Absolutely, that's what they brought up too. Like,
yeah.
Hey, this makes sense, doesn't it? So it's up to the Capcom guys, because that's the thing about MPD. You don't always see, in most cases, unless like the publisher discloses it themselves, sales for digital downloads.
Right.
So I mean, Capcom's going to have, if granted it's successful, they're going to have to toot their own horn basically and say, this is how. Look, we've sold 500,000 copies of this.
Right. That's true.
We're really going to need that information.
Right.
Not just Konami or Kojima Productions, but other publishers to see how engage things.
I think they won't even need to say it. What will say it is if all of a sudden 2 months after it comes out, you hear they're remaking Mega Man, they're remaking Strider, they're
right.
remaking Ghosts and Goblins.
Right.
That will be the proof will be in the pudding. And really, it's up to the audience out there. It's up to the listeners. I mean, check out the movies and stuff like that. But I mean, this is, buying this game is a vote for your love of Bionic Commando and stuff like that. But it's also a vote for more of this kind of content,
right.
Like Mega Man Anniversary Collection did really well for Mega Man. And so that's why they started bringing out stuff like Street Fighter Online right. and the HD version and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, vote with your wallet, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. That's going to be coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think they release that podcast every other week, so it should be the next one.
And speaking of more podcasts, we'll get to Metal Gear content very soon, but send me.
Yeah, I'll
Metal
get off
Gear
my
related.
soapbox any second now.
But next week
yeah.
at GDC, we kind of teased it last week on the show.
Yes.
I knew I couldn't really talk about it, but the rematch. I'd like to put it between you.
I don't understand.
And Dennis Dyack of Silicon Knights. David Jaffe, this guy named David Jaffe is also going to be on the show.
Some guy, David Jaffe, I don't know.
This is going to be epic. And me and the internet peoples, we agree it's going to be epic.
See, I think you, of all people, would be wary of building up this kind of ridiculous hype about something that it's not necessarily, I don't consider a rematch. We are going to be on the same podcast. I'm excited, interested to do it. Those are both really outspoken guys. That's
right.
why I'm excited.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited just to be in the same room with Jaffe and Dennis. Just to have them talking to each other. They're both super outspoken guys. Lots of strong opinions. Go their own way with them. Not necessarily like politically correct, whatever that means in the gaming world. So I mean, I'll be happy just to be in there in the room. I have no axe to grind. I know you and the internet want to see me and Dennis Dyack rolling around in the mud.
No, see, last time I thought you took the high ground. Like he was definitely aiming for you, and I mean, with all due respect to Dennis, he was aiming for you, but you kept your cool, and I was really impressed by it.
Oh, really? Well,
and I can see that you're trying to get a repeat this time. You're trying to keep it cool, especially on this podcast. You're probably going to keep it cool next week, But deep down inside, I know that Dennis is coming to the show looking for a little bit like another rematch. Like he wants to prove to you, and I mean, Dennis might even admit this to himself, or he might admit it on the podcast. And I'd be curious to see if he does this. That when he's working on Too Human, trying to make it the best game that he possibly can, he's gonna have to admit that part of his motivation is to prove you wrong and to prove that article in EGM wrong.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm a little scared because you've obviously already given this like way more thought than I have, and maybe I should probably think about it.
I think you should.
But if in some small way my honest opinion helped or helps make Too Human a better game, all the better. Like if I think one thing about that whole dust up is that that it gave like a storyline to Too Human, a potential storyline for the press to follow, because the press always likes a good storyline.
Oh, sure.
And the storyline could be that, okay, this game had a troubled development, but then from, out of those ashes,
Right.
from out of that bad E3 demo, actually this really great game was born. And so, yeah, I mean, I hope to God that's it. I think it's going to be playable there. So
I wish I was there so I could play it, because I am looking forward to it. Like I'm very optimistic about this title.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a long time to work on to perfect it. Hopefully, it's coming soon.
Well, there's going to be a lot of stuff there at GDC, actually. Street Fighter 4, they announced, is going to be there. But no Metal Gear.
Yep, no Metal Gear.
You guys are still submerged.
We are still submerged, and we will be submerged at GDC. We were hoping to go there. That was the initial plan, and to do something. But just the way that things turned out, this is like our busiest time.
You guys are really busy.
And I mean, I almost had an excuse to go, maybe just attend maybe one day of GDC and then stop by LA for a few days. But even that was just too much. It's too much time in the air.
Right.
This is wasted time.
Right. Yeah.
It's like seriously, every hour counts.
Big time. Yeah, you guys are in the thick of it right now.
We are.
So not at GDC, but soon we're gonna start hearing some stuff.
Yes.
Cool.
I mean, I wish I could give you a day, but
yeah,
we're looking for the shock and awe approach for Reemergence Day.
Right.
So
you are shock.
You are shock.
You are awe.
Yeah, exactly.
More ridiculous inside jokes.
Well, some people know. Some people listen to the show know, and I won't say how they figured that out. But
okay.
But moving on.
Yes, let's do that.
We've been getting a lot of emails recently. I mean, we always appreciate it. And one in particular was in reference to last week's show when we were talking about the ESRB, and people were like, I want to get my hands on that tape, because we were talking about how, for ESRB submission you have to put together a tape or like a DVD of different sections of the game that mostly is like the most like graphic content or sexually explicit content.
Anything that might really like influence the rating.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And so people are saying, how do I get my hands on that tape? Just like you're saying, you're like,
yeah.
I'd love to see that.
I always wanted to. I mean, when I was on game videos, I wanted to have those. I wanted to have a collection of those. They probably would get huge hits.
I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
But I mean, the reality of it is that I just want to clarify that that's not the only thing that we're submitting to the ESRB. It's the cool thing about that ratings board, unlike other ratings boards, is that they want to see the context of the game, and they want to see, just in a normal playthrough how much violence occurs, which is important, I think.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
See, I always had heard it was just you just send in the just the splatters and scenes.
See, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then recently, I was able to get some confirmations, and I wanted to make sure that there's no surprises for them with MGS4, especially for a game like MGS3 is the same way. There's so many hidden things, and
right.
You have to go around the team and ask, okay, now what else is in the game? What else are you putting in there? And so I've actually had to submit 3 different things to our buddies over at Konami US, saying, "Oh, I found this too. Here, let's throw it in there." But yeah, so you're gonna say something?
Well, I was just gonna say just thinking back to previous Metal Gears, I wonder if anybody knew about. I mean, probably not everybody knew within the team or ratings boards or whatever knew about, knocking on the poster girls' boobs and making the boingy noise,
right,
yeah,
small stuff like that,
tons of small stuff like that. But I like how you introed it, you were like, unlike some other ratings boards.
I'm not naming names.
Who's your axe to grind? Is the comics rating? But how many rating boards are there out there?
Actually, video game boards in other territories.
Oh.
And really, I have an axe to grind with a lot of them, because what they do, what comes out of your submission there results in some kind of self-censorship.
Mm-hmm.
What ends up happening, and which is unfortunate. And the cool thing about the ESRB, and I know people knock them in the at least in North America for whatever reason. I don't know why, because really they don't ever ask you to take out something. They just want to know about it so they can properly review it, and they don't get surprised by the media.
Right.
And I love that system, and I really honestly think that we need to be supporting the ESRB, because if you don't, and if you keep bashing them, then what you're going to get is Washington D.C. coming in and reviewing your games. So just wrapping things up with the ESRB. Yeah, submission's almost done. Working closely with them, trying to get. I'm going to be taking a stage. I'm going to be capturing a stage today that just it's like a normal playthrough. So the people that come into the ESRB and check out the game, they can see what a normal playthrough looks like, to see how much violence there really is.
Are you pretty quick going through the stages now? Have you played them enough?
Actually, to be honest, I'm trying not to play too much as we're still tweaking it.
Yeah.
And my check doesn't start until another few weeks. And so I don't want to get too used to the stages, because if things are confusing,
you want it to still be confusing.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. So But how about for you? I mean, you started working for us officially yesterday.
I did, and it's probably like the worst possible way to experience Metal Gear 4 for the first time. Unfortunately, like people who are jealous of me, well, maybe they still should be jealous because I'm getting to see, glimpses into the story, but yeah. So what I'm doing is really on the subtitles, applying like a lot of conventions and just kind of making sure things are consistent, changing some of the timing of them, chopping them up into two maybe when they shouldn't be one.
If there's like two sentences like on one panel,
right.
They split them up, just so there's not a huge dump of text on the screen.
Yeah, making sure that I can hear people snoring right now listening to the podcast, but making sure that everything that's said in the game is actually in the game. And I will say, it's a little early since I just started, but I think these are going to be some of the best subtitles in video game history.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's very exciting.
I will say, I'm taking this incredibly seriously. So, something we already talked about was a lot of games where somebody says something important at the end of a sentence, that is meant to be like a big reveal. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it sucks when you read ahead in the subtitles and you see it before they say it.
Exactly.
So we're going through and taking great pains to notice and fix that kind of stuff.
Like for example, if a character ends a sentence with let's say liquid ocelot. It's the first time you heard about liquid ocelot. You didn't even know it existed. This is an example.
Right.
But it says we just got some information, and in the Middle East, we've just located liquid ocelot.
Right.
And so naturally, when you look at that when that subtitle appears, your eyes are going to automatically look at the letters or words with uppercase, like proper nouns.
Right.
You're going to see liquid ocelot, oh, he's back, before they even get through that.
And we all know Metal Gear is filled with this kind of stuff. Right. So it's actually it's not interesting probably to the listeners, but it's interesting to me, the kind of stuff that just by changing punctuation and the timing and where the line begins and ends, how the meaning is affected. So, I'm changing a bunch of stuff, which is good, but it's also slow going. But of course, the overall goal is just to really be absolutely faithful. It's awesome having you there because I can say this line. What does this person exactly mean?
I hope I'm not too meticulous because I was afraid that I'm just way too anal about this stuff.
No, it's good. It's helpful. It's better for you to be. This is going to be a great sounding sentence. It's better for you to be too anal than not anal enough.
Right. I absolutely agree, Mr. Mark MacDonald. Or Mac, as you're now known around the studio.
Wow, that's interesting. Mac. All right, I'll take that.
So, moving on, we want to go into the mailbox, or
yeah, why don't we? I think we
have plenty of good stuff.
Yeah, why don't we jump right into the mailbox?
All right, this is all you, man.
Okay, well, the first email is from Lutfi.
Yeah,
from Jordan. We really get everybody from all over the world. I
forgot we were supposed to call this the Rainbow Box.
Yeah, the Rainbow Gang. I wanted to ask you about the Metal Gear Solid Essential Pack that was announced last week for the U.S. The package contains Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, the Director's Cut, right? Does that mean there are new features in the games or some add-ons? So we talked about this a little bit last week, but yeah, there's still people are still got a lot of questions.
I'm not even exaggerating. I got a half dozen emails about this, Director's Cut. So are you guys going to include the scene from the Arsenal Gear crashes into New York?
Oh man.
And yeah, that'd be great if it was in there. But no, this is the original Substance and Subsistence versions, disc one of both. So you're not going to get Metal Gear 1 or Metal Gear 2, the emulated versions, and that was included in the original Subsistence package,
right?
PS3,
right? Or
Metal Gear Online. It's Snake Eater with the 3D camera. The Director's Cut version, as I might even put it on the podcast, as I call it, the Director's Cut version, as it's kind of the complete version of the game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's not any new content. That if you've already purchased Substance and Subsistence separately, and you pick up the Essential Pack, you're really not going to find anything new. So total number of discs, 4 discs.
Total number of discs is 4, 2 for Metal Gear Solid, as everybody knows. And the Metal Gear Solid 2 disc is the Substance disc. The Metal Gear Solid 3 disc is the Subsistence version. Cool. All right. So Lloyd from England asks, after Metal Gear Solid 4 is released, will you continue doing podcasts?
Here's another question that's come up a lot recently. Mm-hmm. people obviously they've been enjoying the show. They don't want to see it go away when MGS4 is released. And the good news is, we'll continue doing this.
Awesome. Weekly,
yes.
Right on. Wow.
Weekly. I mean, I want to hit show 100.
Yeah. Well, that's not even that terribly long from now.
No.
Given that we're on 79 now, but that's cool because. I mean, there's going to be so much stuff to talk about once the game comes out. I mean, for months after the game comes out. So,
and we'll be talking about the secret stuff, getting emails in, have you discovered this?
Right.
Maybe get some feedback from Mr. Kojima. I mean, that's the plan at least. And we do have announcement coming up about how the podcast, not only the Kojima Productions Report, but what we're going to do for HIDECHAN Radio moving forward. Before MGS4 is released, we will have an announcement of what the future lies for both programs, and it's pretty cool stuff. People are going to really like what we're going to be doing. So.
Yeah, very interesting.
No video though.
No video.
Yeah,
right. Don't be thinking that. Be thinking. People can't really be thinking.
They're not going to be able to guess what
no,
we're going to do.
Not at all.
Do you know what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really cool, but people aren't going to be able to guess it.
Well,
so
you
don't
can try.
Or try.
Or don't.
Why not? So Eric from Denmark also has a question. He asks, will the Metal Gear Solid Essential Collection be for PS2 or PS3? Are people still confused
They're
about this?
a little confused. Okay, so 4 discs, disc 1 and 2 are MGS1.
Yeah.
That's PS1.
Yes.
And then MGS2 and MGS3 are PS2 format discs. So if you have an old school PS1, you're going to be fine. You'll be able to play MGS1. I don't even think I should go over this. It's pretty straightforward.
What if you have a PS3 with a backwards compatible PS3? Though all those discs work fine,
yes.
are going to work fine.
They'll work fine.
Yeah.
But obviously the issue comes in with the new PS3s that have stripped out the PS2 backwards compatibility.
Right.
Then you got an issue. If you have only a PS3 and you have a brand new PS3, chances are you're not going to be able to play any PS2 discs.
Which sucks.
But there might be hope because my Christmas list, my wish list for 2008, on there was some kind of...
That's right, your dream world, La La Land.
You say La La Land, my friend, but software emulation where we can get PS2 backwards compatibility back into the system.
Yeah.
You see this news story I have here?
No. If it's possible... then I'm pissed off that they haven't done it already. I'll just say the same thing now before you go into this news story. Same thing now that I said the first time you saw it. Well, there's no reason for it not to be there in the first place now. But so go on, go ahead.
Man, I thought this was gonna be a great announcement. I mean, but okay, I'm not announcing it's back, but I do have a news story via Kotaku from EGM magazine. I guess there was an interview with the PlayStation Network director.
Yeah, I don't believe anything that comes out of that magazine.
Oh, I wouldn't either. But apparently there are possibilities that PS2 playback capabilities could come back to the gutted PS3s. So this is encouraging. I don't know why you're shaking your head. We should be dancing in the streets. My wish was fulfilled. They listened to the show.
Yeah.
Ryan really wants this in 2008.
Well, that's great. But where was Eric Lempel when it got gutted the first time? Where was Mr. Lempel then?
He was assembling his ninjas. And getting that software emulation down, I'm giving them a break.
He hit the PS2 button.
I say rather than complaining that it's not there yet, I would say you better make it happen.
How about
I'm excited about it coming.
How about I do both?
Okay, you can do both.
I specialize in doing both. I complain that it's not there already and demand that it actually does come in the future. Yeah.
Well, Lapel is quoted saying, "We haven't talked about that yet, but there are possibilities through technology and software emulation to make that possible." And that as in, he's referring to backwards compatibility for PS2s on the gutted PS3s.
Possibility. You don't think they would ever make you buy like a USB dongle or something that would have the chip in it?
I hope they wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, me too. But then again, I hoped that they would have done that.
Oh, cross-media bar in-game too. Hopefully that's coming.
Yes. Yeah, and seriously, wait. Okay, don't get me started on that. So, continuing on our tour of the world with all things Metal Gear related, Stefan from Serbia. I'm starting to think people are just writing in from saying that they're from weird countries so that you'll include it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't make any... I don't decide which letters I pull based on their territory. Because sometimes we have shows where it's all USA.
Really?
Yeah.
Not any shows that I've been on. It's always like Jordan or Egypt or,
It's amazing. It's really cool.
Well, that is cool.
Well, I can say one thing, though. The emails that come from the U.S. and from England tend to be really, really hard. Not hardcore maybe isn't the greatest word, but they ask a lot of questions I can't answer.
Right. Very specific questions. Yeah. Right.
Like, what's the final boss? Like,
right.
Things like that.
Do those people really want an answer? I don't understand that. It's like anyone who's going to ask me anything about Metal Gear Solid 4, I mean, my first thing is like, do you really want an answer?
Right.
And then if they're like, yes, I say, well, sorry.
Right.
No. But
they
don't really want an answer. I really don't think they do.
Well, there's a lot of people that come from like the really the hardcore like forums, the MGS forums that have these debates about whether Ocelot really is the son of the boss and the Sorrow,
right?
And is sitting at the DARPA chief. All these kind of questions that come up, and do I want to go into it on the program? Not yet, because we will talk about a little bit of that stuff in MGS4. Go ahead.
So what about after MGS4 comes out? If there are still questions that are, well, it's pretty much wrapping it up, right? So if something's still not clear after MGS4, you'll be more willing to talk about stuff on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I'm not saying that we'll reveal the truth about either of those two characters. They're just examples, but
right.
I don't want to go too much into like the fiction of the characters,
sure,
because we've been holding back and not saying anything on purpose, because the game's coming and it really is the final chapter. We're wrapping up all these loose ends, as you've been seeing in like the really really detailed like cutscenes that we have and characters going into the history of the world.
Right. And even I asked you like to sum up Metal Gear Solid 2 and you wouldn't do it, because it's almost like last time on 24 when you see that they talk about and then show this guy and this girl, you're like, oh, I guess they're going to come back this episode. They're going to be important. This thing's going to be important. This is not.
That's why I skip over those.
Yeah, that's smart. Anyway, so back to Stefan from Serbia, if he really is from Serbia. His question is, what's your favorite character in the MGS series and why?
I'm going to take it first.
Go for it.
I thought about it, put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
It's got to be Ocelot, favorite character.
You stole my answer.
What? I thought it was...
You stole my answer.
I thought Fortune or Fat Man. I know you're a big fan of Fat Man.
Oh, yeah, Fat Man. Yes, I'd go around on roller skates because of Fat Man. Actually,
drinking wine
that's where I got
straw.
that. Yeah, you didn't know that, but that's actually where I picked that up from.
But Ocelot,
yeah,
I wasn't blown away by his performance or just by his character in MGS1, but as the series has progressed, he's become more of a twisted, really deep character, and we really. Like with MGS3, really kind of solidified it as my favorite character. Is him as my favorite character,
right?
Going back to when he was young, and you can see just like the development of like his characters. I think Josh Keaton, who performed the young Ocelot, did an excellent job of getting that cockiness of him.
Right. Well, see, it's interesting because I loved Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid 1. He was by far my favorite character. I mean, maybe he's like the coolest boss, the boss that lived, the one that you knew was going to be in the future episodes. Then he was pretty cool in 2, especially near the beginning when he first appeared. That was badass. I actually didn't care so much for young Ocelot in 3. Yeah, he was fine, but I didn't. I wasn't into his whole hand gesture, and he wasn't like the total in control kind of badass guy, which makes sense because it was set in the past. So, and then in I have no idea actually. I think you actually might have accidentally, let slip that he must be a cool character in Metal Gear Solid 4. Well, maybe that's not really letting anything slip.
No, but Liquid Ocelot's there,
right? But I haven't seen him really much at all where I'm at in Metal Gear Solid 4. All I've seen of him really is the stuff from the trailers. So I'll be very curious to see if the hairstyle and and sunglasses and everything change my opinion of him much. But
well, I really enjoy, even in MGS2, like that Jekyll and Hyde, like him battling with Liquid and that personality, even though it's really far fetched with with the grafted arm and everything.
Right.
But really awesome character. And even in the end of the Portable Ops, it really kind of solidified why that character is so freaking cool to me.
Yeah.
So.
See, my Phantasy Star Online character's name actually was Shalashaska.
No kidding.
Yes. So I think I am more of a real fan than you, hence this should be my answer and not yours.
Here's a little fun fact, though. Pat Zimmerman, who voices Ocelot, could not say Shalashaska for the life of him.
Really?
It took, I'm not even not exaggerating, about 18 takes to get it out of him. Because his tongue just doesn't work like that, I guess.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of a mouthful. I forget what people gave me a nickname so that they wouldn't have to type the whole thing. I think it was Sha or Shala.
That
or
would be
Shaska.
like a pain in the ass to type out.
I think they would call me Shaska, which reminded me kind of Shasta,
right?
The soft drink,
or the Mount Shasta, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you have a favorite character you want to
talk
about?
Yeah. So it's funny because I was asked this question recently.
Interesting. For what?
I don't know. That there were a lot of people around when I was being asked it. And I think I kind of wussed out and gave a double answer, which
I remember this.
I'll give again now, but won't elaborate too much more. Because who knows who was there when I answered this before. Right. So the one answer obviously is Ocelot, and then the other answer is Psychomantis. That whole boss fight, the voice acting, the character design was just really cool. So yeah, that would be
That's a good answer.
My second. There's so many. I mean, in Metal Gear though, it really choosing one is kind of ridiculous. But
it is tough.
But yeah,
that's why you chose two.
Gray
Snake.
Gray Snake from the U.S. of A.
Yes.
All right. This is Platypus. Hey, wait a second. Yeah. So, hey, Mark, are you feeling quote better unquote? Oh, the sarcasm I could feel dripping off of this. Your absence on last week's show got me to thinking about sick days,
quote unquote
sick days and games. I don't know why. Anyway, I'd like to know if you or Ryan have ever skipped work/school to play or pick up a game. I admit that the day after I got the Metal Gear Solid 1 OPM demo, I stayed out half a day so I could play it a few more times before middle school. So Ryan, your answer?
My answer?
The truth now.
This is, people aren't going to believe, it's all too perfect like you always say. Mm-hmm. But really, I took a sick day, actually a sick week, to play through MGS3 Snake Eater. And
a sick week?
Yes.
And where were you working at the time?
Well, it's interesting.
You were at that school, right?
I was doing part-time writing. I was teaching. I was also doing translation on a game that remained unnamed. And I was... I made the mistake of having my laptop next to my bed. Mm-hmm. So every time I wake up like at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., I would check my email or I'd write back to somebody because I was working a lot with people in the States. And then
you get awake and you start...
Yeah, I just start working. And every pretty much waking hour that I was teaching, I was writing, I was translating. And it was a really, really weird time in my life, not very fun. And I remember I went out to dinner with a friend. On my way back, walking home, I passed out. I fell down and I passed out.
You passed out walking home?
Yes.
What?
And she kind of I wasn't out for a long time. I was only out for a few seconds, I think.
Wow.
And she was like, you really need to go to the hospital. And so I said, yeah. And the next day I went.
Yeah.
And then the doctor there was really cool. He was like, so
you need a week of playing Metal Gear Solid 3.
He was like, how do you feel? And he's like, I'm like, pretty crappy. He's like, if I gave you if you had 3 days to rest, would it really help? And I said, yeah, it would. And he's like,
oh my God,
what about a week? And I said, yeah, that would help. He's like, okay, I'll write on my evaluation that you need a week off.
Wow.
From work. And so he is like, it's very official in Japan. You have to have that to submit to your workplace. That's what your doctor prescribed. It was basically a week of rest, and so that's what I got.
Wow.
And so during that week, I played through Snake Eater, and I played some San Andreas, and yeah,
crazy.
So, it was a really awesome sick week.
Wow. So so that you kind of got permission. What about just flat out lying, saying, yeah, I'm sick, and not coming in and staying home and playing, I don't know, some, 360 game maybe or something.
I'm kind of debating whether I should bring this up or not because it shows how much of a bastard I was. But kids are like this. They're very self-centered and very selfish in a lot of ways. When I was growing up, I had a lot of back problems and back pains. And I remember like sitting down with my mom and saying, when I'm playing games, I can get my mind off the pain. So can I get like a weekly game budget for to be able to get new games and be able to play them? And I was like really into Atari Lynx at that time, so
Yes.
I was trying to get like a new game a week for Atari Lynx.
You're like, Mom, Electro Cop was the only thing that can cure my ills.
Rampart, like Rygar, Ninja Gaiden arcade version. Without that, I'm not gonna be able to get through this.
You didn't get a doctor to write you this, did you?
No,
like
I didn't.
Blue Lightning, you need to buy Blue Lightning and Chips Challenge.
Wow,
and
you know a lot about Atari
Todd's
Lynx.
Adventures and
I thought I was the
Slime
biggest
World.
Atari Lynx fanboy.
No,
of all
I
time.
loved my Lynx,
Oh man, I was so obsessed with it.
California Games was awesome.
It's dope. Surfing, really. Thankfully, my mom, she saw through my lies, and she didn't grant me like that budget, but I did at least attempt that, and I tried pretty hard, but it didn't.
Well, what about since you've been here at Kojima Productions?
I can honestly say no.
Really?
I haven't taken any time off to play.
Oh,
anything.
that's no fun.
Unlike you for Smash Brothers.
Whatever. I was on death's
doorstep.
I really was dying. I was so sick I couldn't play video games. That's how sick I was.
I shouldn't give you a hard time. I know you were really sick.
I have vague memories of doing sort of the same thing, feeling a little sick, but kind of playing it up to play Kid Icarus, to stay home and play Kid Icarus. But yeah, by and large, I was raised pretty strict Catholic, and so I think I am a terrible, terrible liar. So I wasn't too good ever at just outright lying.
Well, I got caught skipping school to drive down to Portland. It was about a 2.5 hour drive to where I had my Dreamcast reserved and Final Fantasy VIII, which came out on the same day.
Nice.
And I got caught because my dad was driving along I-5, the highway. And he saw my car because I have a very specific sticker on the back of my car. And he calls me from behind. He's like, "So what are you doing?" I'm like,
busted.
just kind of hanging out, Dad. And he's like, "Well, I see this car in front of me. It was just zooming past, and
man,
like,
what did he do? Did he pull you over? What did he?
He's been a college kid before. He kind of understood. He doesn't understand why I would do it for a video game.
Yeah,
I think he'd probably understand if it was for like a girl.
Yeah,
but he's like, I don't know why you're just so into these
damn game tapes. Pac-Man Kong.
It was like, I'm a dad. It's 9999. You don't understand. He's
right.
like, whatever. But so
why would you even have to lie about that? I think that's terrible.
Because he was paying for school, probably. That's why I'd have to. But, no, I didn't lie. I didn't lie.
Okay.
But
you didn't lie. You just didn't tell the truth, which,
the truth.
As we all know, is the same thing as lying.
I learned a lot. I learned from
the
my
Dreamcast
mistakes.
taught you many, many things. Wow, that's cool. Any other?
No, I've got other ones, but we can talk about it another time.
Okay. Well, yeah. So let's see what Gilly, I guess that would be, from Northern Ireland. I'm not going to do this in an Irish accent. Be warned, this is a semi-long email, though it will give Mark a bit more time with his favorite part of the show. I wonder what that is. Also, Mark...
Well, the rainbow box is your favorite part of the show.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it is true. Mailbox is my favorite part of the show. Also, Gilly says, Mark, you can relax. Perfect English here, so chill out and relax. Though I challenge you to find something wrong with it. Oh, really? Really? All right.
Editor of a magazine.
Well, let's see. I mean, I can already say you used relaxed quickly twice, but I mean, that's technically not wrong.
No.
So,
he's cool.
But yeah. Okay. So he's okay so far. Let's see. I notice many of the fans talk about their quote unquote rituals coming up to the release of Metal Gear Solid 4. Currently, I am waiting, when there's no comma, but currently I am waiting for a confirmed European release date so I can actually take my holiday leave from work.
So he's going to take some time off to play the game. Cool.
I plan to completely shut myself out, from society for those 7 glorious days and nights, to play some MGS4 and MGO.
This guy's going to hate you for eternity.
I think everyone hates me by now, actually. So although I know you may approve of this, I think it's the least I can do for the KP team. However, not to leave Mr. Payton in false security, I must ask a question. I'm just going to pass over the punctuation or lack thereof in that last sentence. While some may listen to the sounds of the ocean/jungle to fall asleep /relax to, I listen to the OSTs of the Metal Gear Solid series. Wow. Okay, for Metal Gear Solid 4, I don't want to have to listen to an OST that has been compressed with the current generation's DVD limit capacity.
So in other words, what he's saying is that a number of weeks back, we had an email come in from a guy that said that before he goes to bed, he listens to like videotapes that he dubbed of MGS, like the cinematics and things. He goes to sleep.
Wow. Listening
to the game. For Gilly here, I guess he's saying that he listens to the soundtracks of MGS.
Right.
As he goes to sleep. Very cool. And he's curious for MGS4. He'll be able to do something similar to that. He's asking for like a jukebox or something like that. And I don't have any announcements about any kind of feature like that. But the good news is that he will be happy, and I do recommend that you pick up a 5.1 surround system, or at least 5.1 headphones before you dive into MGS4. Now I'm going to try to work with Tojin, who's our sound director, who's going to be recommending, or we're going to recommend a certain a certain number of 5.1 surround systems.
Oh, good.
To hook up to your PS3 to get the real experience.
I need that, actually, because I sold my last one to some friends when I left San Francisco. So I would be curious what you should do, if you can, is maybe 2 or 3 price ranges.
Right. That's what we want to do. But the thing is, even with the cheap price range, it's still quite expensive.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a 5.1 setup, but I mean, you can get down into like the $300, maybe $400 range.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
The problem with working with Tojin is that you show him like a $300 like headphone set or whatever, and
he spits on it.
He's like, well, there's much better ones out there. Oh, obviously they are, but is this one okay? Yeah, it's okay.
Right.
But I mean, still, it sounds incredible.
I can't even look at it. Get it away from me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to the game in 5.1. That's the way you should be experiencing. That's how Mr. Kojima goes through the checks. He's got a 5.1 set up in his office. And
I need to set up the on second thought. Because I'm doing the dialogue check on the computer and also watching it in the game. I need to set up that 5.1 headphone thing that you brought down. I'll just put it over my other headphones that I'm wearing that are coming out from the computer. Right. Maybe I'll do it that way.
I mean, it takes the cutscenes to like a whole new level, and more so, it's actually the gameplay that goes to a whole new level, because we put so much work into it, and I'm not going to name any names, but current generation games that came out around Christmas time last year, AAA titles, sound design, like really lacking, like serious. I'm not, again, I want to say what games, but I don't want to offend too many people. But really, we put in so much work into that.
Well, I think it's a general, like almost everyone would agree. A lot of times, it's very much an afterthought for a lot of games, or they don't have the budget, or it's just one of those things that it's like if we have time, and then you run out of time to get to. But yeah, I mean, even in the demo at TGS, a lot of people remarked like hearing the different just explosions going off around you, in front of you, behind you was like really captured that feel, really added a lot.
There's that, and there's the sound design too, the design of different sound effects that are so iconic to Metal Gear. We've kept the original stuff, like when you use a health pack, for example, or like the exclamation mark that comes out of like the soldiers when they catch you, like that sound.
Yeah.
Those are exactly. Those are very iconic. We don't want to change those, but we have new sounds like for the Octo Camo. It's a very distinct sound.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I mean, yeah, it's like you can hear like the digital sucking of like that data, and like the SOP sound, the Sons of the Patriots sound that was designed by a guy named Christopher Boyes, who's worked on movies like Lord of the Rings and doing sound design. He's a really, really talented guy, and he came up with this really cool sound. So that you can hear in the E3 2007 trailer. And it's a really, really cool.
Did you get to see, or do you have any stories about how people made sounds? Because I know, like with the Halo documentary, it's one of my favorite parts. It's like a guy hitting a frying pan with an axe, and that was like the sounds of bullets hitting like the Warthog or something like that.
Yeah, we do have. At some point, we're going to be explaining how we did the Foley.
Cool.
Like that. And it's we have a guy in house who's really, really good at it, and he's got a lot of experience, like movie experience too. And so he's a freak. I mean,
awesome.
I was looking at the Mass Effect documentary, and they had a sound for one of the big aliens, and they took it from like a trash can in a national park in Canada that has like this really heavy steel door so like bears won't go through the trash can.
Right.
And when you open it up, it's got like this really cool sound, and they lowered it, and they did a couple tweaks, and now it's the sound of like a really really critical character.
That's awesome. I love that kind of stuff. I really do. It's like fascinating seeing the sound like in context and then out of context. That's awesome. Cool. So you'll
get more in the future.
Nice. Okay. So last question is from Mr. Anderson. That's my Matrix.
I
Did
know,
you
it
get
was
that?
good. It was
okay,
good. It was
cool.
good.
From parts unknown, even.
Yes.
So, wow, mysterious. He asks, I just wanted to know what happened to Ken. He kept the show fresh with his crazy stories, like the one where he talked about living in the U.S. Wow, that does sound like a crazy story.
It was quite crazy. More specifically, his time in the Deep South and his college days, crazy college days.
Oh, okay.
Quite
You know,
good.
I must not have heard that episode. No offense to Platypus Assassin, he's cool too. Why? Thank you. When Metal Gear Solid 4 releases, I'm going to have a 6-pack of Dr. Peppers to honor Ken, wherever he may be.
So the good news is, Mr. Anderson, next week, Ken Imaizumi will be back on the show with Alex Tylevich
cool.
from Logan, and we have like this really, really awesome show that we've already recorded, and that's going to go up next week, earlier than normal. We usually put this up on Thursday nights in Japan.
Right.
And you might recall, I think it was 2 weeks ago, the show was delayed like about 12, 16 hours. And I apologize, in the internet shows, KP report delayed.
I was sick, man. That's
okay.
that throws a wrench into the works.
Well,
let's face it. You're powerless without me.
Right. So it was delayed. It was a huge fiasco. I had to time it up with an announcement that we had in New York. But to make up for it, we're gonna have next week's show come up earlier, so about a day and a half early.
Oh, cool!
And so you can hear Ken and Alex and I talk about the opening movie, which you've seen, and
yes.
It's pretty groundbreaking, I think.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I understand why you can't call it really just the opening movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's impossible to say anything more than that, and I would kill anyone if they said anything more than that to me before I saw it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Really would. So,
well, we're going to talk a little bit about it next week.
You guys are going to have to be careful.
We're very careful.
I don't know how you're going to do it.
And we talked to Mr. Kojima. So over on HIDECHAN, we're going to upload at the same time the Japanese side. Alex is on that show too. He's interviewed,
cool.
and Aki's there translating for him. And we do reveal 2 specific things about it.
So you've probably talked. Sorry, go ahead.
So not big spoilers or anything. I would recommend listening to it. It's not going to spoil the surprise.
Really? Okay, you'll have to tell me afterwards
Yes.
what those 2 things are. So have you talked before about like what Logan is and who they are?
We've had Alex on the show a number of times. He joined us at TGS 2006 to talk about what they do. A lot of commercials for Apple, from Casio for G-Shock. Really a lot of big name clients and like really cutting edge commercials is what they usually do in music videos.
Right.
Felix the House Cat, cool stuff like that. Like the Madonna iPod commercials. He's done so many different things, and some things he can't talk about.
Right.
But really, it's such a talented studio that they have there, and it was such an honor to be able to work with them. And we have a big update about how the opening movie is coming along, and we talk about that next week. So
opening quote movie,
exactly.
Unquote. Yeah, cool.
Including a great story about our return from dinner on Monday night, which we encountered kind of a crazy character in Roppongi.
Oh yes, maybe she's listening right now.
She could be. So with that,
that's what the earmuffs are that she's wearing. They're beaming the KP production report.
That makes sense. It's
into
like
her
old school.
head. Oh my God, we figured it out.
So on that note, we're gonna wrap up the show. Next week, Ken and Alex are gonna be on the show. It's a really, really cool one. Check that out. Be sure to check out One Up Yours next week for the rematch between Dennis Dyack versus
Mark
MacDonald,
Come on.
featuring David Jaffe. I know I'm kind of playing it up, and no offense to anybody like over at Silicon Knights. I'm very excited to hear and I can't wait to see more previews on Two Humans.
Yeah, I know. Next week, I'm excited.
So you'll be in San Francisco for that.
I'll be in San Francisco for that. That's right. And then the Top Secret podcast will probably be coming out around that same time as well, like right around next week. So that's on the official Bionic Commando page.
Right, totally. Like free up space on your iPod or your Zune if you're so inclined, because there's gonna be a lot of great podcasts coming out next week. So save room for that. And then we're not going to see you for a while, Mark.
No, yeah, I'm going to be sadly out of the country for a spell for about 4 weeks. So,
but the good news is you're back. You're coming back.
I am coming back. That's right. Yeah, very excited to be back. I'm going on vacation and going to some cool places, but it's kind of hard because obviously things are getting interesting here right now. So the timing is is bad.
It's
but
unfortunate.
But yeah, but I'm still looking forward to my trip. But I'm really looking forward to being back. So yeah, maybe about 3 or 4 podcasts from now, I should be back.
And so after, just so you guys know, once we finish this recording, we're going to record another show. It's just going to be mailbox exclusive. We're going to upload this. I'm going to upload it when I'm dead. I can't record anything. Just too busy. Ken and I are crashed out, on the editing room floor. I'm going to keep this as a I'm going to save it and upload it probably near time that we master up.
So people should know when that podcast goes up, the all email podcast, they should maybe even send you maybe some words of encouragement.
That's a good way to
maybe email you like, hey Ryan, I know you're almost there, buddy. The
That's
marathon
nice. I love
is
that.
almost over. Gambate, kick ass.
That's cool. Yeah,
you're awesome.
I don't put them in the mailbox, but I do get a lot of really cool emails. People who don't have questions necessarily to say that they love to listen to the show.
Yeah,
and it would be kind of self-fulfilling to put it on here. But,
right. But
I do really appreciate.
It really makes a difference. Like it really does. Yeah, matter when it's like you have crap piling up to do and it's time to do the podcast. And,
right.
Yeah.
So again, thanks for listening to the show. Mark, thanks for joining.
Anytime.
Let's record this mailbox only show.
Cool.